What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with a Page, and today we're going to be doing Twister Chooses My May TBR. So for the month of May, Booknetathon is running throughout the entire month. This is a readathon created by KJ from Bookish babbling. Nope, I'm a horrible friend. KJ has rebranded and she's Bookish KJ now. And I'll leave a link to all the information in the description box below. But essentially the essence of this readathon is to be reading books that remind you of particular booktubers. So this is the bingo board, and as you can see there's quite a variety of different booktubers, and they also have like a free space and a small booktuber, so you can take your picks for those. So the way that Ash and I have figured it out is we're going to do Twister Chooses the order of my TBR. So I've picked out all the books that I want to read for the most part, and then we've laid them out on the Twister board and we pick the order that I'm going to read them in. If there are a few little conjunctions, one, I've got some double/triple apps, so for one booktuber or for a few booktubers I couldn't decide what one book I wanted to read, so I put both for those, and if we pick one then we remove the other from the board and just toss it to the side, and that's the book that I'm reading for them. If we clear off an entire colour and then have to go back to it, so say we clear off all the yellows and then spin a yellow and there are no prompts left, books, whatever, that is a punishment spin. So then I will be adding on the punishment spins like right at that point. And yeah, so the way that the punishment spins are going to work is I just pull out actual prompt from my prompt things and go from there. So I can't think if there's anything else. I'm really excited to be reading a lot of these books. There was a little bit of a theme that I went with their classic booktube staples for some of them, and then others are just ones that I can't wait to read. Some of the correlations are a bit of a stretch, but I want to read these books. So there are 2 extra prompts that I will be adding to the board, aside from our double ups, and that is my book club book for my Discord group, which is Library of the Unread. We'll be reading Klara in the Sun for the month of May, as well as doing a big book. So essentially this is on here. If I pull a book out of my big book jar that is one of these books, then I don't have to add an extra one, but if it is a book that I don't have on this TBR, then I can choose whether I want to read it or Crescent City. So yeah, I think that's it. If I've forgotten anything, me setting this up will continue to explain in further detail. Here we go, spin number 1. Alrighty, hey guys, so I'm crouching so we can get this started. So I will have already explained, but instead of prompts we have books, and this will be my Booknetathon TBR. I have zero control. I don't know where the spin is going to land. I don't know where Ash is going to land. Yeah. Fuck. I'm actually stressing hardcore. I do have my phone with the bingo board on it, so I can strategize throughout the game. Ash, however, cannot see it, so he is completely blind. Let's go until my 18 books have been chosen. What the fuck am I doing?
I have no idea.
Let's go.
Alright, you first, me first. I think you should go first.
Yeah, right.
Spin!
I am already stressing.
So you have to figure out. Okay, left foot red. I'm gonna start nice and easy, and I'm gonna go the house at the edge of magic.
So for spin number 1, I got left foot red, and so I decided to start off, get it nice and easy, and fulfill Gavin's Square with The House at the Edge of Magic by Amy Sparks. The reason I haven't seen Gavin actually review this one, he might have and I just missed it, but the reason it reminds me of Gavin is the cover is stunning, and so is he. It's magical, it looks very whimsical, and the author is from England. And yeah, so with Gav being British, I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm really excited to get to this. I really don't know what it's about. 9 is an orphan pickpocket with nothing to her name, but when she plucks a beautiful ornament from someone's purse, she's sure her luck is about to change. So it seems like a very Gavin read, and this is also hitting off one of my challenges of doing the Buzzwordathon challenge every month, with house being the word for this month and it being in the title. So got that one off nice and early. On to spin number 2.
Green with my left hand. You're gonna do it for your book club?
Yes.
So I'm picking Klara.
I thought you might. Thank you.
So for spin number 2, Ash landed on left hand green, and so he decided to do me a solid and chose Klara in the Sun by Kazugo Ishiguro. This is my book club pick, as I mentioned, so it was actually his suggestion. So every month I do one random, one Ash pick, and then 2 of my own choosing, and Ash's pick 1. So yeah, very excited for that, and he really wanted to get me to read it, and he absolutely adored it, so I can't wait to see how I feel. I know that it's following Klara, who is like an artificial friend, and then she goes home with someone, and apparently it's very wholesome and touching. So yeah.
Left foot blue. Thank God we don't have fucking 2 left. Okay, I'm gonna go with Ember in the Ashes. Okay, well, I'll be reading your book like straight off the bat. You okay?
So for spin number 3, I landed on left foot blue, and I decided to tick off my small booktuber square straight off the bat and go with Kaylin. So she's from the channel Mad Cheshire Rabbit, and I'm going to be reading An Ember in the Ashes by Sabbath here. I can hear her screaming from across the other side of the across the other side of the world that I'm finally picking this up, and I do have them on order, so they should be in pretty soon at the bookstore, ready to go for my reading in May. On to spin number 4.
Double ups here. Spin number 3, right foot red. You've got Big Book and Or Crescent City, Honeymooners, Aquaball, Waking Gods, Water.
Right foot. Let's get some moss into you.
So for spin number 4, Ash landed on right foot red, and so he kindly picked for me A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah Jo Maas. This is 3rd in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which starts off as a Beauty and the Beast retelling and then expands from there. I'm really excited to get to this. I have heard that it's not one of the best, but people still enjoy it. Essentially, my warning is that they fuck anywhere and anywhere, like in the middle of a battlefield. And look, I'm here for the characters and the sex. I really don't give 2 shits about the plot. So if they're doing that, I'm probably gonna be okay with it. This is also checking off Sarah's from Novel Serendipities Square. I believe she had steel in her hair, and I believe she likes the series. So yeah, that's what I've gone with for that one. On to spin number 5.
I should have been more strategic, because I had a really obvious one and I totally missed it. Left hand red. Okay, so that is going to be that one. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to do my double up, and I'm going to go, wait, what? Left hand. Waking Gods. So can you remove the unhoneymooners?
For spin number 5, I landed on left hand red, and so I decided to pick up Waking Gods by Sylvain Novelle. This is the 2nd in the Themis Files series, and as you can see, we're trying to work our way through those series. This was a double up with the Unhoneymooners or this one, and obviously I chose this one. So very excited to get to it. I really can't remember too much. I just know there was a giant fucking hand in a pit and a girl fell into it and then started researching it. And it's a giant alien metal robot. So yeah, I'm keen. Waking Gods is checking off Rachel's square from Let Me in the Library, and I believe she really enjoyed this. It was mentioned in one of her best of videos, I think. I'll leave a link to it below. And essentially wherever I found the books that I will be mentioning and the booktubers they relate to, aside from Gavin, I think, and maybe a few others, I'll leave specific videos on where I got this recommendation from. On to spin number 6.
Left foot green. Shuffle back around.
the only one that's going to be comfortable for me to actually land on is Cracked Up to Be.
Why did you take your socks off?
Because...
You is not good in socks, I am.
For spin number 6, Ash landed on left foot green, and so he kindly chose for me Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. Courtney Summers wrote Sadie, which I think, yeah, just behind my head there, and I really enjoyed it. I've been meaning to read this for ages, and the reason it reminds me of Cat is because they mentioned in a video, oh, it was new releases coming out, and she mentioned the project and that she'd really enjoyed Cracked Up to Be and Sadie. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this up because I'm excited to get to this. On to spin number 7.
I don't even know what spin we're up to. I'll deal with it when I'm editing. Left hand red.
You got big book or whatever the hell's behind you.
The deep, which is a really short one. I know I'm gonna regret this.
You going for your big book, huh? Yeah. Get on over here.
Where is it? Stay.
Hey there.
So for spin number 7, I landed on left hand red, and here was where I made a massive mistake. I could have had a bingo, been done and dusted, I think, but yeah, dipshit over here just didn't. So I picked Big Book, which is not going towards my Booknetathon. And yeah, so yeah, let's see what I picked. So essentially what I'm allowing myself to do, because I think I have 4, potentially 5 big books on this month's TBR. If this is pulled and it's not one that I want, I can swap it out for Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. What?
I see sitting in the background.
He's about to cry. I'm so scared. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's upside down, but yeah.
No, I don't fucking want to restart. So, this is Frostbite. It was literally just there. And I think I'm going to take it. So essentially the way my big book jar works is that I have to read the next one in a series until not until I get up to this, but this will then go back into the jar to then get me closer and closer to that point. So like with Clan of the Cave Bear, I pulled out the Mammoth Hunters, which is the 3rd one. I only had to read the 1st one. I didn't have to put it back in because Clan of the Cave Bear is over 500, but for these, they just go back in, and when I get to them, I get to them. So that turned out better than it could have. It definitely could have been worse. I'm not gonna do Crescent City because, like I said, I do have some fucking chonkers, and why not? So I picked Frostbite by Rochelle Mead. This is the 2nd in the Vampire Academy series. So the reason this is counting towards my big books is the way that my big book jar works is I have to read the next book in the series, even if it's not that book on the little slip. It will still count, even if it's not over 500 pages. I then have to put that slip back in the jar and work my way until I get to there, unless the big book is big enough, like it is a big book in itself for the book in the series that I'm up to. But I'm one step closer and I don't have to read the actual book that was on the card as long as I read the next book in the series. But it's nice because it's a lot shorter than fucking any of my big books, so I'm not too mad about it. On to spin number 8.
So, right hand blue.
Oh, thank Amari.
Okay, Amari was double ups with the deep. So if we get a red, I'm fucked, and white rage. There you go.
Oh, it was a double.
Yeah.
So for spin number 8, Ash landed on right hand blue, and he decided to go with ticking off Ashley from Bookish Realms' choice of Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I'm so excited to get to this. This is an art copy from Ash's work, which I've been meaning to take back for a while. I believe it came out in January, so I've been meaning to get to it for a few months now, and I'm so excited that I will be getting to it. I'm so excited to dive into this series. This could have gone for Gavin as well, but this was recommended in Ashley's 100 books to read before you die list, and so definitely wanted to pick that up. Also in that was The Deep and White Rage, which Ashley recommends. So yeah, they were my triple up, and when Ash picked Amari, we took the other two off the board. There was some things, and I was shitting myself about getting a red. On to spin number 9.
Okay, I should have gone The Deep, but then I would have. Anyway.
I'm gonna go yellow.
Yellow. I'm gonna go Pachinko.
So for spin number 9, I landed on left-hand yellow, and I decided to go with Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. This is fulfilling Monica Kim's spot. I know that she highly recommends this as Korean literature, and I have been so interested in getting to this for the longest time. I have so many big books on my TBR, it's not even funny this month, but we'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. And yeah, I'm very excited to get to this. I think it will be a really moving and rich read, and I'm just so keen. On to spin number 10.
I thought I could get rather than fucking kill you. Yes! Let's play! So, everybody in City of Bones or Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. Right in your bits.
And I have a bingo.
Yay!
I'm not confident actually, but
So for spin number 10, Ash landed on Left Foot Blue, and he decided to go with Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This is fulfilling Aaron from Booked and Busy's square. Essentially, I know that she loves the Red Rising series, and yeah, so I'm happy to continue on with it. I've been meaning to for a while. My doctor also is obsessed with this, so like, cool. I'm very excited to continue on with the series as noted for a few of these, and I'm so hyped. So hyped to get to this. And we got a bingo! So that will be fulfilling the bottom line, and I'm so excited. This is great. So this is the stack I have to read to be able to complete my bingo for Booknetathon.
Hey there.
right foot red.
Red.
Okay, so I have to pull out one prompt.
So number 11, we landed on Right Foot Red. I just got my bingo. So, for that, let's see what prompt I have. Alrighty, so let's pull out my first punishment prompt, shall we? Love this for me. So fucking much. These are just the regular game prompts. What is that? You've got to be fucking shitting me.
Where'd you get? Oh no.
I'll see you back when I actually know what the fuck this is. Alrighty, and so you should be seeing a screen recording of my Goodreads currently, and where do I need to go? My books. This is not okay. Want to read. Well, I definitely know that my want to read is not up to date because it's only 345, and I know I have at least 400 books on my TBR. So, this is so frustrating. So I unhauled Big Women, I unhauled 10 short stories, I don't have Not the Girl You Marry, I don't have The Divines, and I have an Arc of the Sisters Grimm. So I suppose that's what it's gonna have to be, The Sisters Grimm by Mina Vang Prague. If I can get access. So literally like, huh?
You've unhauled all of your lowest rated?
Yeah. And then one's like the 6th book in a series. I don't own 2. One I have an ARC for, but I don't know if I have access to the ARC because it might have been archived. So I suppose we're gonna go with Fly Away Peter by David Malauf. I really need to update my Goodreads, and I cannot be fucked like actually putting it all in, so sods. So as you saw, I ended up with my like the most accessible, lowest rated on my Goodreads shelf. It's not up to date. I apologize. I cannot be fucked going in and adding in all the books that I want to read. I don't have the care factor for that. So I ended up with Fly Away Peter by David Malauf. I believe he's an Australian author. I really enjoyed his take on, it was like Midsummer's Night Dream, a retelling of that. Anyway, I've read another book by him, really enjoyed it, and I have no idea what this is about, but it's fucking short. So considering that was like one of the best possible outcomes for my lowest rated, I'm not too mad. If I don't enjoy it, I don't enjoy it, it's fine. I'm not overly concerned, but happy to have picked it up. This also has to go on my compulsory reads list though. On to spin number 12.
Yeah.
Oh, we keep a tally.
Yeah, cool. Left foot green. Left leg, watch over me, just figured all the night circus.
Watch over me.
Just because it comes up.
So for spin number 12, we landed on Left Foot Green, and so Ash kindly chose Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This is checking off Caleb from Books on Lala Square. I realised at a very later date, read The One by John Mars, because I know she was hyping that up so much that that was actually where I got the recommendation from, but I just forgot about it at the time of filming. So this may potentially swap out for The One. I'm not going to hold myself to it because this is shorter. It's probably going to be quicker. I love Nina LaCour's writing after reading We Are Okay. So I'm not like too concerned. If I end up feeling like I desperately want to read The One, I'm going to leave that option open for me. But I will probably get to this instead if I manage to get through any of these because I'm stressed. Love that. So yeah. Fulfilling Kayla's, and I'm very excited to get to it. I really don't know much about it. I just know that it's weird and there's ghosty sort of things. A fairy tale for who we are now, showing us a way to live in this world. So yeah, on to spin number 13.
Punishment books.
Dang it. Left hand green. I'm gonna go.
I have fallen off my actual dots, but I do not care.
I don't want to go left way on the night circus. I'm gonna go. That's really uncomfortable. Night circus.
So for spin number 13, I landed on Left Hand Green, and I decided to go and check off Elias's Square and go with The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstein. This is a chunky boy. It's a booktube fave. I can't remember how I found it, but again, I'll leave the link below to Elias's video where I did manage to find this as something relating to them. I know it's a booktube fave. That's all I got. That's all I know. There's a magical circus, two characters fighting to each other, maybe falling in love. I'm not sure. On reflection, I didn't like the style of sea as much as I said I did because I was just like so hyped up and everyone's like, yeah, it's glorious. And I'm looking back at it, I'm like, that wasn't really my shit. So I'm hoping I like the night circus more. On to spin number 14.
How am I like that?
Oh shit. That's 2 punishments, baby.
So for spin number 14, Ash landed on Left Hand Red. So that is another punishment spin. And let's see what I pulled out. Alrighty, and on to our second punishment. And based off the first, this is actually going to be a punishment. I have zero control over this TBR, I swear to fucking God. I got to pick the books at least. Ooh! That's nice. That's a good one. So I got Author of Color. So I have a lot of options for those. So that's exciting. Thank you. Thank you. So as you saw, I picked out Author of Color, which I'm really excited for. I'm really happy that this prompt came out because I get to read The Black Flamingo by Dean Asher. I am so keen for this book. It is illustrated and just glorious, and I am so keen to just dive in and enjoy the story. It has been so beloved on BookTube and I'm so excited, so excited. So this is my mandatory stack in its entirety because I have to read David Malauf and I have to read Dean Asher, and there are 2 books between those which I can't skip, or it depends. Ash did say there was like something extra with doing swap arounds and things like that, so we'll see if I need to put it into place. You'll see in my wrap up if I do, but outside of that, that is my compulsory list for the moment. Fuck. I'm just being number 15.
Left hand red, so.
I didn't move. Right foot yellow. Cruel Prince wants a future witches. Billy's ever after or taking him down around. Or is there one of you but?
Impossible.
Yes, but you rubbed it off. It's so wide. Let's go. Billy's ever after. I feel like after the next episode I'm going to need that.
Spin number 15, I landed on right foot yellow, and so I decided to check off at the Petite Punks square, and I went with Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. I'm so excited to get to this. Again, another BookTube fave that I'm just so keen. It looks glorious, it's wonderful. April gifted both the Black Flamingo and this one to me, and I'm keen. Like, I am so unbelievably keen to get to these, and this was in a LGBT recommendations based on the color of the rainbow. So yeah, on to spin number 16.
Okay, this is chaos. Right hand yellow. So, Cruel Prince wants a future witches or taking him. Or Soulbinder.
Soulbinder. Since I whacked my ass, I let it go.
So for spin number 16, Ash landed on right hand yellow, and he decided to go with Soulbinder by Sebastian de Castell. This is fulfilling the prompt for Jade from Jade Raid Reads. Obviously, if you know her channel at all, you know how hardcore Sebastian de Castell stan she is, and yeah, obviously this had to go on straight away. I wanted to get to it, and I'm just so happy that I could. I've been adoring this series. This is the 4th in the series, and I just want to keep going. I love it so much. They're so much fun, so glorious, and yeah, so not much else. Just happy to be doing it. On to spin number 17.
Right hand blue. City of Bones or Only Good Indians? Yeah, City of Bones.
So for spin number 17, I landed on right hand blue, and so I decided to go with City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. There is a read along happening for this, and we are reading 2 books every month, I think is what it is. So technically this is what I'll be reading for that prompt. Who knows if I'll get to the second one. I don't really care if I don't, but I definitely want to be getting to the first one. Again, BookTube fave. This is going in the free space spot, so I really wanted to pick this up and be a part of that read along. So I'll leave a link down below to the Instagram where it's predominantly happening, and I can't remember the host name, I'm so sorry, but I'm very excited to dive into it and see what the Shadowhunter world is like. On to spin number 18.
Yellow. Taking him down around. Cruel Prince or Once a Future?
I think that you would appreciate once taking him.
Beautiful. So Once a Future Witches is gone.
So for spin number 18, Ash landed on right hand yellow. Holy shit, I am like freaking. And he kindly picked Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I'm so excited to get to this. So I read the first one beginning of April, and I fell in love with it, so I want to continue on with the series ASAP, and this is going to be fulfilling Maddie from Book Browsing Blog, I think that's right, and yeah, I'm very excited. So that was the decision made between that and Once a Future Witches. So yeah, very keen to get to it. I'm so excited for it. So excited. Huh. On to spin number 19.
We literally have 1 double up and 1 left. Left foot yellow. So we're going to Cruel Prince next.
Spin number 19, I landed on left foot yellow, and so I decided to pick up The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I got this gifted by KJ, and yeah, I just want to start all the BookTube fave series, and I'll make some progress in them, like Waking Gods and Aquawar. So very hyped for this. Cruel People, Faye, Carden, Jude, that's all I know. So yeah, this is fulfilling Becca from Becca and the Books spot, and that is because she has predominantly said, I don't want to read this, I'm gonna hate on your fave, I don't like Holly Black's writing, please don't make me read this. And I believe this month in April she was reading it potentially as an option. I don't know if it won the poll or not, I'll have to check her wrap up, but this reminds me of Becca for that. And finally, spin number fucking 20.
We have green or blue and that's it.
And that's a double?
That's a double up. Please don't get a yellow or red. Please.
Come on.
Please. Yes!
Oh, that's good. I love you.
Bye-bye! You buddy!
Bye-bye.
Oh, yes!
I was stretched. very awkwardly for way too long.
You should have flipped.
I should have, but at the same time, I was sitting on my ass 90% of that.
Spin number 20, Ash landed on left foot green, and he had only one prompt, which was let's away. So this is filling air two Brodies, and it was, if we landed on a blue, we would have gone only good Indians. If it had been green, which it was, we went with the let's away. So they were the double ups for Brody. But I'm so excited to be reading this. Everyone seems to be loving it, and it just seems adorable and lovely, and I can't wait to dive in and just see what it's all about. So I can't hold them up, but here are all the books that I wish to be reading in the month of May. Fuck my life, what the fuck, I'm gonna die. Let me know in the comments below if you're participating in Booknetathon. I'm so excited. It seems like such a wonderful time, and I can't wait to be part of the readathon. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!